We are trying third time, hopefully will be the charm. And I just want to say again, welcome to everyone to our HERversation Monday. We are excited to have everyone join us, and thank you for hopefully coming back to the live stream. Uh, and we're going to give everyone a couple minutes just to switch over, and then we're going to be ready to rock. Thank you for your patience with the technical difficulties, but you know how it is when you're working with uh, a live show. Sometimes it happens. Okay, so I'm so excited. Welcome to A Woman Voice Matters, HERversation Monday. My name is Laura Scott, and I am one of the Dream Team members. And my target audience is Say Yes Sunday. So if you see the post on Sunday, uh, we are here to say yes to all the things that our lives need. We need change, we need direction, we need guidance. So we're here to say yes, to be the best part of to bring out the best parts of ourselves. So if you haven't been keeping up with A Woman's Voice Matters, please make sure to take a moment right now to like this video, and subscribe to A Woman's Voice Matters, because it is our goal to be answers in the earth and to try to bring everything we can out of our lives to you so that we can all thrive and be our best selves. So subscribe to this Woman's Voice Matters channel, as well as make sure to share this video. Start a watch party. We're on Facebook too. Start a watch party. Get your girlfriends on, because we have an amazing guest today. And I am going to ask her to join me in our stream as we speak. I'd like to introduce to everyone Miss Ebony Ford, who is our special guest today. Oh, I heard a beep. So how has your Monday been? Have you been enjoying yourselves? Did you do something great this weekend? It was really nice weather, wasn't it? Ebony, are you there? Let's see. Can you see me, Ebony? So our topic for today, as we, get this thing together, is faith against all odds. And if there's anybody who I have seen in the last few years that exhibits the type of faith that is almost immeasurable, Miss Ebony Ford is one of those people. And I am so glad to share this time with her today. Give us one quick second. I'm back. So, yes, there she is. I see you, Ebony. Hold on one second. Let me get you in. There you go.
There we are.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you with me today.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes, and look, let me tell you something about us. Yes. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter about technical issues. We are perseverers. We are conquerors. We are going to get through this.
Absolutely.
Technical issues will not take us out.
Absolutely.
But I am so glad to see your beautiful face.
Oh, it's good to see you too.
Yes, thank you. Um, so as you know, and our topic today is faith against all odds. And I was telling people before you got on that you are one of the people that when I think about the topic of faith, you and your husband, uh, Mr. Ryan, have really exhibited such a kind of faith that almost a kind of that faith and that belief that will move a mountain because you've
Mm-hmm.
gone through many things, and no matter what, your faith and your confession has never changed.
Mm-hmm.
And at least that's what I see and what I've felt since I've met you. And so I'm so glad and so honored that you said yes to come today.
Well, I am honored to be here. I'm honored to share with you. Please forgive my voice. I'm a little hoarse, but I'm so honored to be here with you today and to share about one of the cornerstones of my life, which is faith.
So, Ebony, tell everyone a little bit about yourself. I don't want to, expound, tell everything about you because the person who can tell the most about you is you. Um, and so if you were talking to a complete stranger, what would you say?
I, Ebony Ford, am a mother. I am a wife. I'm a sister. I'm a friend. I'm a daughter. I'm a fierce defender of those that are marginalized. I am a lover, but I'm also a fighter. I fight for all that is right. I will fight for all that I know is mine. I will fight for the underdog. I will fight. So, um, to know me is to know, as you said, that my confession has not changed, nor will it change. We win, end of story.
End of
So,
story.
to know
Yes.
me is to know that. And it's also to know that the name of my book is called Confessions of a Champion. That's coming soon. So interesting you should
Hey,
say that.
I'm excited. This is the first time
Yeah.
I've heard you talk about your book.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have to dive back into that in a minute.
Absolutely.
Um, so today's topic is faith against all odds. And we know as Christians that sometimes for those who are not necessarily in the faith, so to speak, um, faith can, for many people, be an elusive concept.
Mm-hmm.
They can't always grasp the idea of believing in something without tangible facts or data. There
Mm-hmm.
are just some people that if I don't see it, it doesn't exist.
Right.
And we know that Hebrews says that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things seen, not seen, excuse me. But if you were trying to help somebody in that situation, and it was funny because we had someone who made a comment about faith, that they weren't a believer, and it rang with me, that everybody can't grasp the concept of how do I believe in something when I don't see it? If you
Right.
could be the lifeline to help someone understand the concept of faith, how would you describe it?
Faith is the polar opposite of your doubt. It is everything your doubt is not. It is total confidence. It is total trust. Um, it is a blind walk into what you know exists that you don't really know exist. It's an inner knowing. Um, it's a conviction. We tend to have our convictions about certain things. This is just how I fold my towels, and I'm using a shallow example, but just that shallow, how that this is the way I do it, this is what works, this is the system. Such as it is with faith, it is my total and complete confidence in God and God's plan and His timing, and knowing that He knows all and sees all, and that He has the plan. He has the blueprint for my life.
Yes, definitely. And it's funny because when I looked up, I know what faith is to me. And you look up the definition of faith, there are several of them. Um, but the one that pertains to godly faith, it says trust, trust and belief in something you cannot tangibly see.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that I'll say is that when I think about faith, it's something that pulls from within you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, faith doesn't come from, it cannot come from all of the five senses, the sight, the smell, the taste,
Mm-hmm.
the hearing. It doesn't come from there. All of those who are called by his name, it's a pulling from the inside that you begin to develop, and the pulling helps you develop trust. And
Absolutely.
and that trust builds from all of your experiences, and you do eventually have those experiences. You
Mm-hmm.
do eventually get those tangible manifestations of your faith, but you just got to step out there, you
Yeah.
know and you got to step out there, and hopefully, if anyone's listening, well, I know people are listening because we are here right now, and I know there are people who are logged on, but um, for those who may be in a situation where they are not certain about believing or having faith, whether it be in God, um, or his promises, or anything that they have wanted in this life, you have to start with a step forward. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you never take a step forward in your faith, you're never going to get to a place of a manifestation of it.
Absolutely.
And so I know it's kind of safe to say that you grew up in a faith-driven family. Did I did I
Absolutely.
did I read that right about you? Your
Yes.
family, it was your family had a group of gospel singers, right? Am I right?
Absolutely.
The
Mm-hmm.
Vinay singers.
Yes. How'd you know that? Got a little
And
research.
You said no, no. And and growing up in that type of faith-driven family, how do you feel that it helped you in those moments? You know, those moments of adversity where you didn't have anything to go on. You may not have had anything in that moment to keep you motivated. You may not have had anything to push you forward. How do you feel that faith um, helped you in that foundation of faith that you grew up with?
I grew up in a very, I call it starch Baptist environment. It was a very strict, some of the things that we do, some of the things that go in church right now would not go in the church I grew up in. Let
Oh
me
wow.
tell you, okay? We are talking just a very strict upbringing. So, one thing that it gave me was discipline, that I, at the time, did not understand. But as I grew older, I came to understand why I needed that discipline. Also, growing up around, my father was a minister of music, still is, a minister of music. And if we had nothing, we had a song. And as I grew older, music became a lifeline. When I had nothing else, when I didn't know how things were going to work out, there was always a song in my heart. And I remember being younger and just, in some dark days, I'd just be like, Lord, just give me a song to get me through this day. And it would be a song that I didn't really, understand it at the time, or didn't really care for. But as I got older, the lyrics began to stand out to me. The lyrics that, I'd sit back in the day and watch people, we used to call it get happy over. I didn't understand. As I got older, I understood what it mean, to lean into the everlasting arms. I understood what it meant to have a sweet hour of prayer. I understood what it meant. The rock of ages cleft for me. All of those words became alive to me. So I'm so grateful for my background in the Baptist church, in music. I literally grew up sitting next to my father on the keyboard and the organ. How ironic, my daughter is practically doing the same thing. But it was just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful background. I wouldn't trade it for a thing. I'm so grateful to have grown up in the church and to have known Christ at an early age. At 6 years old, I walked to the front of the church, gave the preacher my hand, gave God my heart. Did I fully comprehend at 6 years old? No. My biggest problem was somebody taking my crayons in the first grade at 6. I didn't fully comprehend. But as I got older, I really began to understand what it meant to trust God fully and completely. So
And let me
I'm
tell
grateful.
you, life will teach you. Life will teach you the meaning of those songs. Like you said, you didn't understand at the beginning, you know, learning those songs as a kid, but eventually your understanding grew as your life changed and as you
Mhm.
experienced life. There's meaning behind those songs.
Absolutely.
And the fact that you said you walked up to the minister at the front of the church at 6, you know, you had a great foundation that led you or opened you up, I'll put it that way, that
Mm,
opened you up for being drawn. And it
absolutely.
doesn't matter what age, a drawing, you can be drawn at 6 because you were in that environment. So you were already open to it. But
Mm,
if someone, I want to encourage someone that if you maybe not you didn't grow up in church, excuse me, if you didn't grow up in a church, that doesn't mean that you can't build your foundation at 45.
absolutely.
That doesn't mean that you can't build your foundation at 65. If you have questions, then you're already feeling a drawing. You know, what the word say,
Absolutely.
no man come to the Father unless he be drawn.
Absolutely.
It can happen at any moment as long as you're open to it.
Absolutely.
And so you have so many endeavors. I just found out about the book, but you have so much going on. Um, for those of you who don't know, Ebony is and Rain, her beautiful daughter, my Rainy Pooh. Um, Rain, excuse me, Ebony is a March of Dimes ambassador, and she is currently, and I'll show you this. She and Rain, look at Rain. serve as March of Dimes ambassadors um, for the things that she went through in the story. And most people don't understand. We hear about premature babies, and that number is staggering. 1 out of 10 babies are
Yeah.
born premature. You wouldn't have thought that it was so many.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but this is a big issue, and I'm so proud of you for championing that. You've been able to tell your story, and your story has been able to help other people.
Absolutely.
And this whole situation, I just watched you, and I watched Ryan, and I watched the fight in rain, and that alone is faith inspiring, at least to me. And I was so proud to see how you all handled that. I'm getting older, but to see young people handling adversity from a posture of faith, it's just amazing to me. So tell us a little bit about your story.
Okay, so a lot of us who grow up in church, we have a plan. The plan is I'm gonna go to college, and then I'm gonna meet the man of my dreams, and we're gonna get married, and we're gonna have kids, and he's just gonna look at me the right way, and we're just gonna have kids. And that fairy tale, I soon learned was just that, a fairy tale. My husband and I were married in 2012. Tomorrow is actually our 8th wedding anniversary. And
Yes.
yeah,
Come on,
yeah,
year 8.
we are actually in Orlando, Florida, which is why I'm here in my hotel room talking to you guys. But we got married, and we knew we wanted a family straight away. And unfortunately, the journey to Rain was full of disappointment and loss and just grief and confusion. Um, not really understanding why us, why God wouldn't do it for us, why things weren't working out. But on October the 1st, 2017, we were sitting at then the Jabak in service, and our pastor, the one, the only, Bishop Donald Anthony Wright, began to speak a word of life and encouragement and strength to me and to Ryan and to our womb, and told us that by that time the next year, we would conceive a child.
I remember that day.
Hmm. And it wasn't 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks before we found out that our daughter was coming. Our pregnancy was completely uneventful. It was completely beautiful. Week 25, my husband is a gospel recording artist, and he was due to sing. The group was due to sing at the Stella Awards in Las Vegas. So we went to a doctor's appointment, got the clearance to go out to Las Vegas, and it was there that I began to experience terrible symptoms. I didn't know it at the time, but I had something called preeclampsia and HELP syndrome. Stroke level blood pressure, liver failure, kidney failure. And by the time we returned to Washington, D.C., my daughter had to be born at just 26 weeks. She weighed 1 pound, 15 ounces, and spent 3 months in the NICU, fighting to get well. As we fought for her, championed for her, advocated for her, which really birthed my it really birthed the sense of advocacy and me wanting to become involved in March of Dimes, because so many parents don't know how to do that. So that's one of the things that I do, is that I teach and I mentor other parents on how to get through the NICU experience. It's not easy watching your baby fight for their life, coming to the hospital every day. You have to ask to hold them. Sometimes you can't. I had to wait 2 weeks just to hold her. Sometimes you can't touch them, just depending on what's going on with the baby. So I was able to, our family came through it so amazingly. And at the end of 3 months, she came home to us,
Yes, Lord.
which was beautiful. On Father's Day weekend, she came home to us. It was just amazing.
Yes. And at any point, and just thinking about faith, at any point, did you did you feel doubtful, or were you able to still hold on to the word that had been spoken to you?
I knew that she was going to be fine, but the process to find was scary. Um, Chest tubes, blood transfusions, phone ringing in the middle of the night, don't know what's going on or what that means. Very scary. Very scary. I would be lying if I said I was, faith driven the entire time. I was not. I was terrified. But I knew that she was going to be okay. I just didn't know how. And I was just praying, Lord, help me keep my sanity through it all.
Well, you definitely did. And I want to show this if you can see it on your screen. You know, there's a picture of Rain and you in the NICU after she was born, and she was what's considered a micro preemie, not just a preemie, a
Mm-hmm.
micro preemie. Um, and the rate of survival for micro preemies is very low, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, depending on the week they're born.
And depending on it depends on, they say every single week that a baby is born early, it diminishes their chance of survival.
Mm-hmm.
But amazing God, look at amazing God.
Yeah.
I love this picture of you and Ryan. That's one of my favorite pictures, which is why I put that on there. You all just look so fabulous, and you look so fierce, and you look so purposeful just in the way that you're looking in that picture. And then the picture of your family and your miracle Rain.
My baby.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's doing so well, and she's thriving now.
Absolutely.
You said what, she was 1.2
One pound,
pounds,
1 pound, 15 ounces.
1 pound 15 ounces, and now she's what, 30 something
About 30,
pounds?
30, 31. Mm-hmm.
Yes. A whole different story, a whole new story. Um, so if you want to tell someone how to contact you, I know that you do a lot of work with the March of Dimes, and you have your website and
Mm-hmm.
sheshallreign.com.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I actually have that on there as well. If anyone would like to contact you, how could they do that?
Sure. So they can get in touch with me at my website. There are contact forms if you want to reach out, if you need NICU parent mentoring, and not just for premature babies, but those who have children who are medically fragile. I also mention them as well. You can reach out to me at sheshallreign.com. You can also find me on Instagram. Our handle is at andsheshallreign.com. That is our prematurity awareness page. It's easier to reach me there, so I can kind of streamline all of my contacts. But those are the best ways to get to me. If someone wants to just write me something, I want to share their story, they can also email me at asheshallreign@gmail.com.
And I'm going to give your hubby a shout out too, Ryan Vincent Ford and Ministry. Go check out his music. And Ebony is also a part of the group.
Yes.
Yes, check out
Mhm.
their music. They are amazing. If you have any last thoughts, if you could just reach out with words to somebody who's struggling with their faith, as someone who has had trials that could really test your faith, what would you say to them, or what would you suggest that they do?
One step is all it takes from horrible to better. Sometimes one step is all you have to take to watch your life completely shift. One step of blind faith, one opportunity. Just give God a chance. And I promise you, He will blow your mind. If you just take a moment, I know there are doubts, there are things going on in your life you may not understand. You don't know why things are working out the way that they have. We have a tendency to say, why me? But I challenge you, why not you? You were built for whatever it is that you're facing at this time. He gives his strongest battles to the soldiers that he knows can handle them. And I tell people in the NICU all the time, although the NICU may be an intensive care unit, it is one of the places where God performs his greatest miracles. Why can't your life be the stage that he wants to use? to do something he's never done. So do something you've never done to give him a chance to do something you've never seen before. That's faith in a nutshell. That is faith against all odds.
And I am so in agreement with everything you said. Give God a chance. Just give him a chance to work in your life. And if you keep shutting him out, he can never work in your life.
Yeah. Sometimes we stifle, our victory because we anticipate a failure. We anticipate things to fall apart. We anticipate, an adverse effect. This always happens to me. This is always the way it's been. Well, you're going to always get what you've always had if you continue to do what you've always done. You've got to do something new. Step out on faith. Give God the opportunity to do what he wants to do in your life. You won't regret it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. As you can see, our promise came through in early birth. It came through a near death birth experience for me. It came through a baby in the NICU for 80 days. But now we are the face of a leading organization giving people hope, not just here in Maryland and United States, all over the world.
Yes.
Who knew, sitting in the NICU, looking at my baby, wondering if she was going to make it, that those picture ads you see right now are running all over social media. They're in print ads. Commercials are running. Who knew? Who knew? All because we just chose to trust God
You
and trust
trusted
him that
God.
we would reign.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me for this conversation.
Oh, thank you for
Um,
having me.
I cannot say how many times, enough times, how amazing I think you guys are. Like, that's so from my heart.
Thank
You
you.
are amazing to me.
Oh, we love you.
And do you have any other upcoming events or things that you want to share before we go?
I don't have the dates for the March of Diamonds Walk yet, but if you are a part of the gathering at Forestville, you'll be hearing about it soon. So I'll share that soon. But for now, keep up with us on IG as well as our website.
Yes. And sheshallreign.com,
Mm-hmm.
as well as and she shall reign on Instagram.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we're going to come to a close for this session of Herversations. And as you can see, did I lie? Did I not say Miss Ebony was going to be an amazing speaker, guest speaker today?
Oh,
Um,
that's fine.
if you are not already following A Woman's Voice Matters on Instagram or Facebook, make sure you like this video, hit the little bell to subscribe to our
Yes.
channel. And we try every day to bring fresh content to you, things that will inspire, things that will be impactful for your life, and things that will hopefully bring out the best in you. So, again, thank you, Ebony. I'm gonna have to pay you. Did you see how I said I was gonna have to pay you
Oh, no, 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 no. It's my pleasure.
in your email? In
I
the
saw
email I
it.
sent you?
I saw
Yes,
it. Mm-hmm.
yes, I got you. I got
Thank
you.
you.
Trust me, your time will be rewarded. I'll say that.
We talking about chicken noodle soup, y'all. Don't worry.
Oh, right,
They
right.
make some of the best chicken noodle soup on the planet.
So thank you again for joining A Woman's Voice Matters Conversation. Thank you to my special guest, Ebony Ford. And we will see you next week with Lady Nakia. No, hold on. With our Herversation, a group Herversation
Mm.
with all the ladies.
Oh,
Yes.
awesome. Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
Yes, it is. Have a wonderful rest of your day, ladies. And we'll see you again soon.
Bye bye, everyone.